Welcome back to Downstairs and Dragons. I'm Samantha, your DM, and we are going over to our cast specifically to Josh playing Dorik because we left off with Dorik being transported to the Hells. It was just 2 days ago that he signed... What are you doing?
I'm hiding. I'm not in the scene.
Okay.
I'm not in the scene. I'm gone.
It was just 2 days ago that you and a devil Duke of Nessus were forced into a contract with one another by one of the cards from the deck of many things. So due to you being forced into this contract, where he gave you a soul stone, and he now owns your soul, you now are in the Hells. To describe what this place looks like, we all picture a molten lava chamber. When we think of the Hells, in this case, you're in a cavern so large it looks like you're in a city. There are several different buildings, all with similar aggressive Gothic architecture. And the room is just lit by constant fire. You actually feel like, while you're not burning up, the entire ground is covered in a flat sheet of fire at all times. So you're seeing the blue and red occasionally flick up to show you that you are in fact in hellfire. Thanks to your fire affinity and your god, you are not burning up, but it's hot. You're sweating. It's uncomfortable. When you first arrive in the Hells, what do you feel, Dorik? Is it fear? Is it...
He is probably pretty emotionless right now and melancholy looking.
I'll tell you right where you are. You are in the middle of a circular plaza. It looks like a very intricate teleportation ring that has been built into the stone of this plaza. And there are several large, tall towers around you. You see other beings flitting about in the air, teleporting in, teleporting out. There are numerous imps. There are cambions. There are devils of all different promotions and different levels. And you don't see anyone in particular who has summoned you. You are just now in this spot. Looking at the Gothic tower in front of you, it actually looks like a mix. I want to say it's like a mix of Japanese and Gothic, where it has like the stepped roofs, but like very sharp and aggressive. Lots of pointy bits, and all black. The entire building is black.
Obsidian glass.
Yes, and lots of like infernal metal that is just also black. So, as you look at this tower that you were obviously summoned to be facing, it does appear to have infernal writing on it. You don't read infernal, is that correct?
No, I can't.
Okay. But you do see many professionally robed devils with horns, tails, hooves, clawed feet, wings, entering and leaving this building. So it appears to be a place of business, not necessarily a parade ground for warriors. So when we initially thought you were going into the Hells to fight a battle overnight, you don't actually see any of that nearby. You do see soldiers, but they are down hills across building tops where you're seeing them line up and you're hearing the roars of like attention, face, like the things that they would yell at a battalion of soldiers. Next to you, someone who looks humanoid spawns in a black cloak. You can see underneath the sleeves that they have very old, wrinkly, human-like skin with tons of very decadent jewelry on their fingers. And you get just a hint of a nose and a mouth sticking out under the cloak, and they appear to be the least hell-like of all the things here.
That's concerning.
As it just spawned in next to you. They go to step forward towards the building, and they don't look at you, but you can tell they're looking at you with their peripherals.
Mm-hmm.
And with a very old voice that is struggling to use its throat to speak. new here. Yes.
I just nod.
I looked like you once. At the beginning of my pact. Go into the building to start your journey. As he laughs and cackles, and then heads down a set of stairs to a different part of the hells. As a cleric, do you have any passive abilities that senses things around you? I know you can see.
I don't think I have anything that senses like evil or anything around.
Right,
me.
like a paladin.
Yeah.
Obviously, that would be going off like crazy. What I am going to say with that man, spiritual pressure, you can just feel that was someone of incredible power, but they weren't infernal. Mm-hmm. So there are people who do come down here to the hells who aren't from here. Mm-hmm. They just are up there in levels. Yep. So he recommends you go forward into the building that you were summoned facing. Do you step forward into it, or do you go exploring?
I go into it. I don't feel like getting into a brawl with a devil.
When you enter the building, the finely robed devils, with red or blue or purple skin, depending, very sharp features, very big sharp horns. These very tall, giant-like devils. I just want to find more words, but that's what they are. They're devils. Are striding around doing paperwork, and you see a reception desk, and it's so odd at how human it is. It's genuinely like you walked into a business office, and the reception, as if it's just like a script, a pattern, or a robot, goes, "Welcome to the clerical offices of Rimmon, the Duke of Nessus. How may I assist you? Do you have an appointment?"
I have no idea.
Oh, I see. You are a summon, which means you are a new Pact, which means you are here for the reading. Please go into room. Boop, 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 boop. She gives you a bunch of names and numbers that are definitely infernal.
I cannot read infernal.
As annoyed as she, you can feel it. You can feel her face doesn't get pissed, but you can. How can I describe it in a way you would understand? Go up the staircase to the right, spiral around the back, go down the ladder, up the elevator, and into the room on your left. Next! And she starts talking to the next person. Do you want to use your perception or use your history to try to find your way to the room she recommended?
Yeah.
Okay. Use history. Or investigation. Investigation would work too.
History, oh boy, onboarding in hell.
That's going to be a straight 13.
Oh, okay. You are able to follow a staircase that goes kind of up and around the inside, outside of the tower. You get to a landing where there are lots of different chutes and ways to go. And you actually struggle with this one. You eventually are able to find a hatch that leads to a ladder that slides way down to the basement. Down here, you're able to see a lot of dungeons and cells that, why isn't there another way to get down here? You do see there's a clear staircase to get down here, but it is wholly on fire. So she had you take the ladder because it's the way mortals can get down it. You're able to leave the prison. You're walking through the prison until you're able to find an elevator that would lead up to the offices of the guards. You take this elevator up through the middle of the tower, and eventually you are in a very quiet, open foyer between several different doors that look like they would lead into a courtroom.
I just push every button because she didn't tell me which floor.
It just only goes between those two floors. But yeah, you're just pushing the walls. So you get up there.
One up or down?
It makes you go up. So then when you get there, there is an imp floating around in the room, in the foyer. And it sees you and it goes... Like, it's thinking of... It's looking at every little bit of you. From the tops of your ears to your armpits to your feet and your toes. It is trying to calculate the best insult for you as it goes.
You fetish freak.
Yeah, he goes... Oh god, this one's mean. I'm having trouble saying it. I'm so sorry. Okay. Oh, the Savannah Cum Drunker is here. Let's get him in. And opens a courtroom door and leads you in. This courtroom is incredibly small and has very few pews and not much of a space for like witnesses or jury. It's really just a place where there would be a judge sitting at the top. There would be someone standing at a lectern talking to them and a few pews to sit around behind them. So at the lectern, the imp flies over, points to some documents that are sitting on the lectern and goes, "Come! We give you one chance to read this. Of course, you'll see that you can summon it and read it whenever you want. But then you're getting the hell out of here! I'm done with your sweat stinking up my hallways."
Shut up, Lima shit.
He goes, "Oh, he thinks he can tell me to shut up. Oh, well, he doesn't know. He doesn't know that his voice won't carry very far down here. No, I'm currently..." And he's talking as he leaves the room, and it just fades out. He's like, "I'm higher promoted than his filthy mortal ass. I've actually died and been weighed. This little fuck is wasting my time." And he just wanders off. So in front of you is a stack of papers. You can clearly see that on the front page is your signature in your blood. It is your chance to now read your pact with Rimmon. If you would please read it out loud for all of us to react to and for you to react to.
Legally binding declaration of goods rendered and services promised between Rimmon, Duke of Nessus, and Dorik Voss. Section 1, Acknowledgement of Document. It is hereby upon by all involved signatories and or their authorized adjudicators, executors or other such employed personnel to which power of signatory has been bestowed, that entering into this contract, hereby referred to as the contract, which is legally binding under the court of the 9 hells of Baitor. Each party signing this document, hereby referred to as the signing party or the signing parties, whether manifested as a literal document, such as a scroll, parchment, or other surface upon which is printed or arranged some kind of marking which, when read, imparts the knowledge of impression of the words of its creator, or some other form of verbal, non-verbal, spiritual, magical, or emotional language which is leveraged to impart the same meaning, upon which the contract has been inscribed, imbued, performed, or otherwise conveyed, hereby referred to as the document, enters into a completely and wholly binding agreement between goal-aligned compatriots in business pursuits, personal pursuits, and or any possible combinations thereof that might come to the recognition of any of the parties that the party... Wait, what?
That the party or parties.
That the party or parties, under penalty of the court of the 9 hells of Baitor, be agreed that they shall each and all acknowledge any other party or parties are bound to the obligations outlined and or implied within the words, language, and or subtext of the contract.
Already, how do you guys feel about this fucking document?
Jesus Christ.
I know. So someone else wrote this online and I just tweaked the words and I tweaked it to being about what our campaign's actually about.
Can you scroll up a little bit so I can look at it?
But definitely like legal jargon up the fucking ass. Not even legal jargon, just the arrangement of words is just up the fucking asshole. And it's basically, this first part is describing whatever language this appears to you in, it will always mean the same thing. Like, you can't just have it appear to you in a different language and have it mean something different. That being said, you can have it appear to you in any language that you understand. And then it goes on from there. So there's a little more to it, but yes. So Section 2.
Section 2, Acknowledgement of Parties. Section 2A, the Promiser. The name signed below hereby referred to as the promiser and or the authorized adjudicators, executors, or other employed personnel to which power of signatory has been bestowed is bound by the Court of the Nine Hells of Baator to uphold their end of any and all pacts outlined in Section 3 entered into a result of this contract. Signed,
Rimmon.
This hurts my brain.
Section 2B, the promisee. The name signed below hereby refers to the promisee and or the authorized adjudicators, executors, or other parties' personnel which power of signatory has been bestowed is bound by the Court of the Nine Hells of Baator to hold up their end of any and all pacts outlined in Section 3 entered into as a result of this contract. Signed, Dorik Voss.
All right,
Samantha, how many pages of this?
There are 5 pages.
Jesus Christ.
It's very important, though.
Section 3, Acknowledgement of Goods and Services. Section 3A, Defining Pacts. It is hereby agreed to that the benefits, boons, payments, or exchange of goods, services, or other such favors are offered in sequential order, hereby referred to as Pact or Pacts. By entering into this contract, the signing parties understand and agree to provide the benefits, boons, payments, or exchange of goods, services, or other such favors outlined under the first pact. As described in Section 3B, the parties agree that, by entering into an additional pact or pacts outlined in this document, any previous pacts are considered to still be in effect, and any such benefits, boons, payments, or exchange of goods, services, or other such favors rendered from previous pacts are still legally binding under the Court of the Nine Hells of Baator. Both parties understand that if, at any point, one or both parties are found to breach of contract, as defined later in Section 4, the offending party or parties are to immediately, at time of being found in breach of contract, make payment to the other party or parties as defined in Section 5. Agreement to enter the second and or third pacts, as outlined later in Section 3, is defined as either mutual written consent of both parties, of both the promisor and promisee, are signified by signing of appropriate pact or pacts upon entering said pacts or pact or pacts, or verbal consent between the promisor and promisee to enter the second and or third pact or pacts, or verbal consent between the promisor and promisee to what? Jesus fucking Christ.
I know.
Promisee to. I feel like I'm going back in circles, but I'm not. To enter the second and or third pacts or pacts should both parties verbally consent to enter into the second and or third pact or pacts. The names of the promisor and promisee shall instantly appear on the signature lines provided for said pact or pacts through infernal magic granted to this document by the Court of the Nine Hells of Baator.
Right, so it's basically saying if you guys come to any additional agreements, it does not do anything to the original agreement, and it will automatically write itself and sign itself when you agree to it. Page 3. This is my favorite part. Everybody, this is the best part.
Duties of the promisee. The promisee agrees to, upon signing this document and moving forward in perpetuity, give claim and ownership of their immortal soul to the promisor.
Yikes.
With which the promisor may do as the promisor sees fit. Upon death, brain death, irreversible coma, or other such ending of normal function of the promisee, hereby referred to as death, the soul will immediately be sent to the promisor in the Nine Hells of Baator. The promisee, upon signing this document, revokes any and all claims to their immortal soul and agrees not to interfere with the travel of their soul to the Nine Hells of Baator in any way, shape, or fashion, or the promisee will be found in breach of contract as outlined later in Section 4. The promisee also consents to the promisor's use of telepathy, mind reading, and or other such forms of communication on the promise.
So because they immediately collect your soul upon death, that means if he dies, in battle, you guys can't resurrect him.
We have to get him up during death saves.
Yes.
That's scary.
Okay, part 2.
The promisee agrees to, upon signing this document and moving forward in perpetuity, increase the value of their immortal soul, which will be measured as many as 12 times a solar year of the prime material plane, hereby referred to as a year, but no less than 6 times a year. Upon discovery of the soul losing value, death will be granted by the promisor and or the authorized adjudicators, executors, or other such employed personnel to which the power of the execution has been bestowed. And the soul will immediately be sent to the promisor in the 9 hells of Baator.
So if your soul loses value, they will immediately kill you.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to have your soul measured 6 to 12 times a year.
The promisee agrees to, upon signing this document and moving forward in perpetuity, refuse to participate in or complete with knowing, or compete.
No, to complete. Yeah. Refuse to participate in or complete with knowing.
To thieve, alternatively known as claiming ownership over physical, intellectual, or otherwise defined ownership of property belonging to a living or otherwise awakened, undead, articulate, or animated identity, hereby referring to as a being.
Yep.
Upon discovery of theft performed in part or in whole by the promisee,
I see that now.
by the promisor and or authorized adjudicators, executors, or other such employed, blah, 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 bestowed, the goods and services supplied by the promisor listed in section B shall be forfeit from the promisee to the promisor without relinquishment of the immortal soul.
So if you are caught thieving or helping in a theft, they will take your soul stone back, but you will still have your immortal soul.
Just generally?
Yep. You cannot steal something.
No intellectual property either.
That would be like, and that being said, yes, you can take the knowledge someone else has, but stealing it would be like reselling it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so Rimmon does not allow any of his pact holders to steal from a living being, so you would have to kill them to take anything from them.
That's like lawful as fuck.
Yeah, they're trying to encourage you to kill people. All right, and the last one.
The promisee agrees to, upon signing this document and moving forward in perpetuity, address the promisor as Sir and or Master.
I knew Jacob would like that one.
Sir.
Without detectable disdain.
In language. Refusal to do so by using any other name or insulting the promisee.
The promisor, sorry, that's wrong.
Allows the promisee to bestow death upon the promisee at the earliest convenience. And the soul will immediately be sent to the promisor in the 9 hells of Baator. In additional explanation,
I love my new god.
any insult to the promisor's master and the ruler of all hells is an insult to the promisor. The promisee may experience discomfort when in effort to offend the promisor and or the authorized adjudicators, executors, or other such employed personnel.
So if you try to call him Master or Sir with stank on your voice, you will take psychic damage. If you insult him or like say anything negative about him or this pact or Asmodeus, you will take psychic damage. And if it's bad enough, he will come kill you. Now there are some places where he can't come kill you. He can't teleport into Candlekeep, but the moment you leave Candlekeep, he will be waiting.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's not to say he can't launch an all-out attack on Candlekeep.
Right, and he's got people who
army.
probably have access to Candlekeep.
Warlocks.
But they're not allowed to kill in Candlekeep, so they'd be breaking Candlekeep rules, and because it's lawful, they probably wouldn't do them.
But they could have a Pokeball.
That's true. They could have a Pokeball. Okay. So page 4. Anyway, sorry. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about your roles in this pact?
It seems pretty one-sided so far.
Yeah, would you like to see his role in the pact? It is listed next.
Yep. Duties of the promisor. The promisor agrees to immediately and one time only provide the promisee the alchemy amalgamation known as the Soul Stone, a type of philosopher's stone created from the hatch of the egg spell from a phylactery potion.
That's
Signature-
something you didn't know.
Yeah.
You didn't know it was hatched from a phylactery potion.
Signature Rimmon. Acknowledgement of breach of contract.
So there is space in this document for them to insert where there would be additional packs.
Mm-hmm.
Right now they're blank. So you could ask what those other options would be and what their prices would be, but right now, yeah, just moving right on to what would breach the contract.
I'm looking to upgrade my Pact today.
Should the promisee at any time after entering into this contract in perpetuity through any action, inaction, spoken or unspoken word, thought, feeling, or other such gesture interfere with the promiser claiming the immortal soul of the promisee shall be found in breach of contract.
That would be like you dedicating your soul to someone else,
Yep.
or begging for a god to save you, or whatever.
Should the promisee at any time after entering into this contract in perpetuity through any action, inaction, spoken or unspoken word, thought, feeling, or other such gesture enter a state of death defined in section 3b, article 1, the promisee shall be found in breach of contract.
I just love that. If you die, that's a breach of contract.
Right, it means that they no longer have to uphold anything else. Like, if the pact was like, he has to give you warlock powers, or he has to give you whatever, the moment you're dead, he no longer has to give you that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Should the promisee at any time after entering into the third pact...
Oh, sorry. Oh, did I miss that? Okay, should the promisee at any time after entering into the third pact and in perpetuity through any action, inaction, blah, 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 or stand in the way of the goals of the chosen event. No, we're going to erase that one because you are still allowed to do things that technically go against devils. So that third one's gone. Ignore that one. Fourth one, please.
Should any or all relatives of the promisee at any time after entering into the...
No, that one's gone too, sorry. Okay, moving on to section 4. Breach of contract on the part of the promisor.
Should the promisor, upon entering into this contract in perpetuity, take any direct action leading to the death of the promisee, unless otherwise authorized by this contract, the promisor shall be found in breach of contract.
Right, so he can't just try to kill you unless he has the right to kill you. Okay, so now, payment for the breach of contract, I will just speed run this for you. What you have to pay when you breach the contract is either giving back the soul stone or dying. Those are your two options. Then we already defined when those would happen. What he has to do is he would revoke ownership over your immortal soul, and anything else that you would owe him you would no longer owe him. But you would keep the soul stone. Okay, so absolution of the contract. I'd like you to read that, please. So absolution of the contract is a new section that is not normally in a devil's contract. It is in yours.
Should the promisee request the purchase of their own immortal soul under sound mind and complete control over one's actions, behavior, opinions, and beliefs from the promiser, the price will be that of a single, complete, undamaged, intact soul stone, under the condition that their immortal soul is worth less than a soul stone when the value is measured.
So you can buy your soul back by trading it for that soul stone, but only if, when you are weighed against the soul stone, you are worth less.
But I can't willingly reduce my soul's value.
You can, but if they find out that it is lowered, you're dead.
Yep.
So you would have to do it in a short amount of time between measurings.
Yep.
Yiggity yikes.
Upon completed purchase of the immortal soul of the promisee from the process of which the promiser, in exchange of a complete, undamaged, intact soul stone, the soul stone will immediately be in the possession of the promiser, and the immortal soul will immediately be in the possession of the promisee.
So basically, it's an immediate trade, and everything is immediately done. The contract is done. Nothing else is owed. That being said, okay, so you finish this.
What either party does with their newly acquired property is under no obligation or control of the contract in perpetuity. the contract is deemed complete and no longer applies to parties existing outside of the timeline continuum in which the contract applied.
Which means if you time travel back to a time when this contract was in place, even the time traveling version of you is now required to adhere to this contract. So if you time travel back to today, you're back in the contract.
But in the same sense, if you time travel back to before the contract, you're not in the contract.
Correct.
Fucking weird.
But only if this absolves at some point. As you finish it, can I ask, was Dorik reading it out loud or reading it to himself?
To himself.
Okay. Do you have any thoughts before we do more roleplay?
Brain hurting.
Dorik hardly understands some of the jargon.
Fair.
Not too smart.
Nope. Dorik not smart.
But you can summon that contract whenever you want to have other people read it.
Oh, this sucks.
Is immediately concerned about what happened with Ettenmeyer.
Why would happen with
Because
that?
I stole from Ettenmeyer. I don't know if it applies post.
Nope.
If you get caught, maybe.
Interested about learning about where a soul stone is hatched from.
Does he know what a phylactery is? Do we want to roll Arcana?
What do you learned about liches?
At any time. I don't know.
He wasn't
The person
trained.
in the party who would know the most would be Pantheo, because Pantheo was researching undead for the play.
Yeah, Dorik would have not been exposed to arcane arts.
So you can use that word to find out more in Candlekeep. So perfect, very good.
I rolled a nat 1 on knowing anything about liches. So.
Sounds like you got a hell of a contract, man.
As you finish,
I look up
at the judge's spot, which was empty. While you were reading, something did enter the room. And, I kind of have to decide. So, it is not Rimmon himself who you saw. Oh, that's right, I do have pictures of Rimmon, but I wasn't 100% sure if I could post them. So I'm going to share this picture of Rimmon in chat. Basically, like I said, a horned devil with a tail. He has black skin, very sharp pointed teeth, very pointed nose and chin, very long legs, clawed toes, clawed hands. While he has muscles, he's very lean, like leanly muscular. Looks just like a very stretched human with incredibly devilish features and a goatee. Like kind of like what you would picture if a black devil goat, like from like old.
Kind of scary.
Yeah, he's very scary looking, and his face, like his brow bone and his cheekbone are so aggressive. His eyes almost look like he's part of a skull. And a very, like, almost embedded into his skin crown that you barely see in his forehead. So, while Rimmon is not sitting up there, what looks to be some kind of maybe Cambrian or devil, maybe stronger than a Cambrian, some kind of devil that looks like Rimmon. Looks like if Rimmon had a kid.
Bearded devil.
Like, not as strong. Yeah, bearded devil would be a good example. So this devil sitting up there in the judge's spot looks down at you with black piercing eyes. And says, "Get out." Stands up, walks to the door, and waits for you to leave the courtroom with him. Do you move?
The contract said I had to address Rimmon and his master.
Employees.
That's a master.
Oh, no, you don't have to address this person, but you can't insult his line of workers. Well, no, you can. It says anyone therefore employed by him. It says his adjudicated. Here, I'll pull it back up.
This is a tricky line to type on.
Yeah, so, insulting the promisor. Hold on. Oh, no, you're right. And I thought that would have been too mean to make it where you couldn't insult his employees. So, when in an effort to offend the promisor and or his authorized educators, executors, or other such employed personnel. So, you won't die from insulting them, but you'll get psychic damage.
Fine.
So you start walking towards the door, and right as you're about to leave it, he turns and starts leading you. He goes, "Keep up!" Just aggressive. Just harsh. He ends up trying to lead you down the elevator and up the fiery stairs. Do you try to take those stairs?
I cannot walk up there.
It rolls its eyes. Goes, "Of course, the spoiled prince that needs everything done for him." Hits a brick, snaps his fingers, the fire turns off, and you hear like a tick, 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 tick. He goes, "You better run!" You have to run up the stairs.
For the contract, you cannot try to kill me.
This isn't an attempt at death. Will you roll acrobatics to run up the stairs?
Is it acrobatics or athletics?
Either, I'll take either.
That is going to be a 24 or 25.
Awesome. You're able to run up the stairs. He's able to glide up behind you before the fire erupts. And it does start to erupt at your feet, at your ankles, up above your head, all around you. You are able to make it up those stairs without being burnt by hellfire. He goes, "All right, let's go." And he tries to lead you out the front door to that same plaza. He goes, "Stand in the middle. Let's get this over with." You stand in the middle right of it. He activates the teleportation circle by doing semantic movements and pressing his feet down on a specific point in the circle. The world around you blurs, changes, but it's still fiery. Purple and blue hues of cold, I say cold fire, but you still feel like the hairs on your face are singeing and curling. Where you end up is an even busier building. You are inside of a very large black Gothic building where there are tons of imps and people and things running around. You hear the jingling of coin. You hear the screams of mortals filling your ears as you are forced to ignore them and follow this devil down a long, huge, think huge, big dwarven city hallway. And all of these doors that you're passing, there's many skinny doors. Each one is almost like an outhouse where it has an occupied or a vacant slot. He is walking amongst them looking for a vacant one. When he finds one, he goes, "Get in there!" And he kind of pushes you, so you kind of have to trip a little bit.
Okay.
These guys so aggressive.
In this room is a scale. A very large, Libra scale. With big platforms for something to be set on. He grabs you by the scruff as if you're a kitten. Flies you up to one of the dishes. And drops you in. You swear your shins would bruise. You hit the metal so hard. As it starts to tip and move. First thing he does, he goes, "Yeah, I don't think so. Give it to me. For 2 seconds." You're throwing off the scales because you hold it in the soul stone.
I put the soul stone in my bag of holding.
Okay. It readjusts, and he looks up at the numbers on the scale, and he's counting. Just barely enough to not be a lemure if you died today. Maybe an imp? You look like you'd be cute and little, with something protruding from your belly. Now pull it back out so we can see how far you have to go until your soul can't be bought anymore. takes it from you, chucks it, just whips it onto the other one, and you're like, ugh, because you're thinking gem, it's gonna crack. Just chucks it across the room. It lands in the metal bowl, totally fine, doesn't shatter, and it completely outweighs you. You have to like hold on as like the whole entire thing earthquakes and the chains jostle and make noise. You would have to do a great number of things to be worth as much as this soul stone. All right, the numbers are written down. See you in a couple months. Let's go. And he grabs your scruff. Goes back and grabs the stone because he realizes you have to have the stone. It's yours. So he shoves the stone in your hand, holds you by the scruff, and basically flies, carrying you out of this building. As if you are a giant kitten. It's maybe humiliating, maybe embarrassing, as all these people are laughing as you go by, and they're miming like fucking you in the air. When you look around, do you want to roll religion to see if you recognize any of the symbols on the walls?
That's going to be an 18.
Okay, this is where... Have you heard of Mammon?
Josh has, yes.
Yeah, so you're in the estate of Mammon. You were in one of the clerical buildings where they would measure souls. But the screams that you were hearing, you're not sure if it's the sounds of people being turned into soul coins or their soul coins being burned alive as fuel. So you realized you were in like the bank of the hells. He takes you back to the summoning circle that you used to get here, drops you on the hard stone ground, and goes, "Get the fuck out of here!" And you suddenly see a flash of fire and blur all around you. I'm trying to remember where we left off. As you are left on your hands and knees, panting, trying to get a breath of fresh air on the cobblestone road of Baldur's Gate. You don't know how long you were gone. It's dark. It's dark out. But now you know what you need to say if you need to get Rimmon's attention and ask questions. You can look at the contract as much as you need to. You now know how your soul is essentially worth, you don't know exactly how much, but your soul is worth at least 3 souls. But probably less than 10. Alright. So, Dorik has returned to the prime material plane. Our party is split up. We have Clay staying at Belield's while she packs and writes letters to abandon her estate. Pantheo and Thalia, can you remind me, did you go back to...
Oh, I think we tried to go back to the Cherry Bar and then got kicked out.
We did get kicked out.
Yes.
I don't know what you mean, man. We didn't cause that much of a kerfuffle and we cleaned it all up.
It was a different elf and cat and other cat and cowboy.
Yeah, it's kind of racist, dude.
How did you know? How did you know it was a half-elf and a cat?
Yeah,
I didn't say half-elf now. I just said elf.
Okay.
Just really feels like you're generalizing right now.
There's cheaper bars outside of town.
You keep your bag.
Fine.
You get
We'll
paid.
take our money to cheaper bars.
Or lots of
We
money.
will buy cheaper alcohol, and we
Yeah.
will buy more of it.
Yeah, fuck you. We're going to the Orange Bar.
Your loss.
Turns out the orange bar's in Waterdeep.
We
Actually, if they have a strawberry bar, that'd be way better. Hey, do you know if there's a strawberry bar?
No, because strawberries rot too quickly.
Oh my
What about a
god.
melon bar?
Did your wife leave you? You're so depressed.
No, someone burned a hole in my roof last night.
God, cry me
We
a
did
river.
that. Would have done that.
That's terrible.
I'm done with you.
actually.
Get out. Shuts the door.
I think there was another fruit-themed bar here, though.
Yeah, we,
There could be
let me roll something random.
a pineapple bar.
That'd be way too extravagant.
A pine bar.
It could
Gin.
Just
They
so
only
much-
sell gin.
So much gin.
Okay, there is a honey bar.
Oh,
Ooh.
fuck yeah.
They
that
sell
sounds
honey
sick.
meads and honey cakes that are kind of hard because it's whatever didn't sell in town in the daytime. but there is a honey bar.
Cool.
And it smells sickly sweet. Everything is a little bit sticky. And every once in a while there's buzzing by your ear because there's a bee.
So are the workers dressed in fun bee-themed costumes?
Ooh. One of them is.
I'm thinking of like the bees from Final Fantasy VII.
The remake from the Bee Inn or whatever.
Most of them are just dressed like normal
Honeybee.
workers with aprons, but you can tell someone has been put in the dunce cap as they are wearing a very poorly made bee costume. That it was not made for them.
Is it just me, or do all of these workers look unhappy?
No, they all look fine except for that one.
Especially that guy.
They're all just a little sticky. They're chafing.
So the bee costume looks like a maid's outfit, but for bees, like with stripes and stuff. And they have it in a, they have like a really short hobgoblin in it. And he is very grumpy about it. He's like, would you like more mead? And he's pouring it and spilling it everywhere because he's pissed.
I like that guy.
What is the story behind the bee outfit?
Yeah, for what reason, man?
For what reason?
No, really though, why are you wearing it?
Yes, what's the buzz?
Thalia, you are a knockout, man.
He honestly is staring so grumpily above your heads, and then he says, God, it's hard to decide. Do you want it to be for something that he did that was totally not a big deal? Or do you want it to be that he was stupid?
Something that was like totally not a big deal, but like the boss is like evil or something.
I had cherry wine at the cherry bar.
Oh,
We almost burned that place down.
you know that place? They're not quite nice to cats and elves.
No, they're
You
not.
know, no.
Racist is the buzz around the street.
Yeah, they're our number one competitor.
Mm.
But their cherries are so
Yeah.
Tell you what.
It's a little tart for me, I won't lie.
Tell you what. I'm feeling a bit punchy after all of this honey wine. How much would you pay for your competitors to be destroyed?
What? Oh my god, what? Hold on, wait, what?
good. He goes, I am on the clock, and then walks away.
No, I mean, all fun and games, we shouldn't do that.
Well, I just have a few more fireballs ready. I'm just saying.
I mean, like, yeah, I know this is all hypothetical, but hypothetically, we shouldn't, burn down a business because they turned us away for a night.
This is all just fun. We're all just laughing.
Yeah, we're all laughing right now.
We're all just laughing. We're all just
Yeah,
having-
well, let's go get some mead.
So you guys drink, you pick out a room. You guys are able to have some fun before traveling the next day. I am going to skip to the next day if that is okay.
Mhm.
And you're staying with your... Oh, right, Mr. Dorik. By the time you reach your friend's place, the sun is coming up. You did not get any rest.
Sucker.
I don't know at what point it becomes exhaustion.
Now.
Now,
Yeah.
you have 1 point of exhaustion.
Yay.
Yay!
Yippee.
Um,
This is gonna be so stupid.
What is good about your encounter today, last night, is you're pretty sure he's not going to go make you fight in a battle unless he absolutely had to. Because you are worth more to them, increasing your value, than dying. So, if that makes you feel any better, that you're not going to have to go fight a war, there you are.
So he's a soul investment.
That's 5% APR.
That's kind of grim.
Solo 1K.
Alright, we ready to skip to the morning?
Yeah.
I'm gonna, because Mr. Clay is gonna have a bunch of stuff going on with Belial. You guys are gonna meet him at the gate in the morning?
I really want to do some more shopping.
Okay, what are you looking for?
Scrolls.
What kind of scrolls?
Oh shit! I forgot to go get the scrolls.
You did get one.
What was it?
You got the, detect, locate item?
Locate object.
That was it.
I'll look for specific spell.
Okay. While you're looking that up, unless you know it already. Nope.
Galder's Tower.
What the fuck is that?
It's like a mini Mordenkainen's mansion, but
So
in the real world.
Is it like
So
that
it's like the
magic item?
fortress, but not as big.
Yeah, it's like the fortress, but it's a spell.
Tell it to me again.
Galder's Tower. I believe it's a 2nd or 3rd level spell.
Is Galder's Gate a spell?
When I looked it up, it said Galder's Tower. Is it worth it? Does it disappear after a day?
Yeah. You can cast it once a day for a year, and it'll be permanent, but it lasts 24 hours.
It's just a little Mordecai mansion.
24 or 8. 2-story tower.
Okay. Roll investigation.
I thought it had to be 2.
That's 10.
Okay. You walk around and you talk to a bunch of people about this spell. Some of the people are saying that the Builders Guild put a law in place that no one can have this spell outside of the Builders Guild. And then when you go to the Builders Guild to see if you can buy the spell, because you're not a Baldur's Gate resident, so you would take it outside, they say, we don't invest our time in the spell because it's ultimately more time consuming to cast it every day for a year than it is just to build a tower. So I'm so sorry you did not find it, but you know some wizards at Candlekeep who specialize in spatial magic like this.
I also know a wizard who specializes in spells.
All wizards specialize in spells.
Meyer.
Oh, right, and spell knowledge. Because it's a forbidden spell, I doubt he would have it. But you do you want to go say goodbye to Paxley in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you two hungover, by the way?
No.
Yes.
So Thalia is carting Pantheo around as she wants to explore the city just a little bit more on her last day here.
Well, actually, depends. What would the save be? I got a 10. I think you're
hungover, but you're functional.
Not as hungover as yesterday.
Right, like you can walk around, but you have a headache.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Because I was gonna say like anything below 10 is severely hungover. Anything above 10 is you're totally fine.
Yeah, man.
10 is right in the middle.
Yeah, dude, we can go shopping, but while we're doing it, can I look for a sword?
A sword? Why?
Yeah, I'm looking for a scimitar, man.
That's not a sword. That's a scimitar.
You know, you're right. A bladed weapon.
You see, druids can use those. They can't use swords.
I am a little bit of everything.
Okay. Are you a
Two
wizard?
things. Nah, I'm not.
Okay. I would be concerned.
Nah, I don't have the brains for it.
Well, you have your own specialties.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
I am gonna buy like 350 gold worth of paper and inks.
Oh wow.
Like
That's
high
cool.
quality.
I mean, you know they have that at Candlekeep, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead and roll persuasion, but then go ahead and say what you need to say.
I'm
God
gonna do my
damn it.
portent thing. So for the.
Oh, you want to do it today?
Should I do it today, or should I just do my regular portent? We're just traveling, so.
Right.
I'll just roll for my regular one, so I have 2 portents and no special vision or anything.
Persuasion is gonna be a 13.
Do your regular ones, and what we'll do is when you do have an interesting encounter, because you know they're all going to be randomized, I'll be like, do you want to trade one now?
I actually like that better than just having it during the day, or at the start of the day, so. Okay.
It's my soul and I need it now.
I have a structured soul coin now.
So basically it's off the table until I offer it to you, and then once you're in Candlekeep...
So I can just like burn a portent when you offer it to me, is what it is, basically.
Just for travel.
Okay.
Because once you're in Candlekeep, it's not random. But travel's random, and I have no idea.
I get you.
Unfortunately, because it's Baldur's Gate, the prices are much higher. So, yes, you are going to spend 350 gold. You are going to get 250 worth of supplies.
No,
That's
thank you.
brutal.
Fuck you.
So sorry.
Go to the hills.
Wow. Pantheo.
My master
Yeah, man. What's up?
Oh, you're at the blacksmith, right?
I'm looking for a sword. Hey, do you know what a scimitar of speed is?
So, the blacksmith you're in is massive. It's like a long chain of stalls, and they all work together to complete jobs.
Any word of it?
So you go to the spot where they would sell weapons in particular, which is back a little ways away from children, and they're like, you want a scimitar that has a speed enchantment on it, but what do you mean by that? Do you want to run faster while you are carrying it?
Nah, man. I'm pretty sure it's just an item called the Scimitar of Speed. It, like, gives you... You move so fast, you hurt them a little more, and you can attack a little more, too.
Would that not make your arm tire out a little more as well?
It's a very rare item. It gives +2 to damage, and you can do an extra attack as a bonus action.
I was gonna guess it was something to do with bonus action. Oh, so someone calls it the Scimitar of Speed, and now that's the name everyone's gonna call it.
You know how pop culture is, man. Fucking one thing catches on.
It's really more marketing.
It really is. Capitalism has been going across the Sword Coast.
So rare is anything from 500 to 5,000, right?
I think so.
That sounds right.
So very rare would be 5,000 to 50,000.
Ooh.
Very expensive.
I do have scimitars
Sick. I like what you're saying.
that we have based off of the Grand Warriors of Kalimshan.
Wow.
This makes it so that someone...
They're good at scimitars.
Okay, cool. Continue.
That means that they could be... I forgot to change the picture.
Full belief.
That means they could be wielded faster than the average human arm can move.
Wow. I am not a human. But I am humanoid.
Right, faster than one of those. I don't know how fast you can
For
move.
sure, man. I can move pretty fast.
That being said, the one we have at its best quality is 30,000 gold. However,
Pantheo pukes a little bit, but he tries to swallow it so he
You
doesn't.
have a soul stone.
I'm sorry, it's pretty expensive.
Okay, Cartman.
Yeah, I did. I switched from Pantheo in between Pantheo and Gumbo, which is just Cartman. Okay, man, that is a little above my price range.
however, if you would like a thin sword
Okay.
that you could swing twice as fast,
I like
but
what
only as good as you are at a sword as a
I
swordsman,
like what you're saying.
we can sell you. I need to come up with a good name for it, but a sort of bonus action.
Okay.
A sword of speed.
It's not a +2.
A sport of sped.
It's literally just a sword that you can also use as a bonus action. So you do it twice.
Call it flip.
Yeah.
I do not like
Flicker sword.
I was gonna say it was like the wind scimitar or like the breeze scimitar.
Ooh.
We have a breeze scimitar for 3,000 gold.
Is that too much? Is that too much?
I have like 500 gold.
That's admittedly more than
Would you take 400?
See, mine
I
does-
can't.
It can be cursed.
mine tastes pretty good.
I wonder if.
Roll persuasion.
Because my thing, my
Are you sure you want to buy
very
a cursed
generous
item?
sport
24.
Jesus
has
Christ.
real
He goes,
sugar.
Dingus, bring out your failed items. And the
Get the good deals.
This one, that's all strong.
you've met Dingus before, so you know this. So Dingus seems to be an apprentice who is like an apprentice enchanter, blacksmith. He looks somewhere between a wizard and a tough guy.
This guy gets it.
His like glasses are broken and askew, and he brings out all this random. He's like,
You
Comes
look
out and he
so-
throws
you
it on the
look
ground.
So excited.
well, I have this one.
Drink
This one,
alcohol. Drink
You can
alcohol.
stand on your hands
I had
and
to, I
use
needed
it,
a fucking
but you
chaser for
can't
that.
walk ever again.
No.
What is wrong?
So what he brings you is, yes, it does in fact let you use it as both an action and a bonus action.
all the time. Can't walk ever again.
It is a
What's
-2 to hit.
-2 to hit.
That's like half alcohol now.
You know, I just didn't. You know, Dingus, I love your work. You know I do. But your blade is kind of wobbly. I won't lie.
It's like It's so aggressive.
It looks like it's gonna fling off the hilt.
I think it might cut me if I have it on my hilt or on my belt. What about it, like a regular scimitar that's extra sharp? Like, do you guys have something like that?
No.
Absolutely. I would love to give you one of
I
our
read that it was from
durable,
the
well-made, not cursed, dingus scimitars that Dongus made last night. I can offer it to you
Dongus?
for 200. Well, hold on. In the book, in the manual, are they like 2 gold or something?
They're like
I think
550.
like
For what?
For just a plain old scimitar.
I'm gonna say a +1 scimitar, 200 gold.
Oh, +1. That's
hey man, what about 100 feet? 150 gold.
Oh, I thought you said 100 feet.
Nah,
what?
I do not have that, but I can get it.
You can become a millipede.
What the fuck? Oh, my nat 20 is a shape. Oh, it's a unicorn! I was like, what the fuck am I looking at? I got a nat 20.
I also got an at 20,
It's true.
and I have a +7.
If you beat me, you can have it for 100.
In arm wrestling?
And this is a jacked, like, blacksmith man.
Turn into
I
a bear.
have sinewy arms.
Turn into a bear.
Do it. Do it.
Okay,
Do
if
it.
I can beat you in arm wrestling, all right, we got a deal. We shake on it. I wild shape into an 8.
Oh, amazing. Please roll athletics. He's like, oh, another one of these.
7.
He got a 7.
Wait, what's your plus as a gorilla?
I was
Plus
going to
3.
give him a +1 on
he's a
strength, so he's an 8.
So he's actually a 10.
But,
Oh, I rolled a 4 plus 3. 4
Oh.
7.
oh no, I'm so sorry.
Because I'm pretty sure that I am not proficient in athletics. So, yeah.
That's 2 out of
Theo,
3.
you must quit monkeying around.
200 gold it is.
200.
You're not... I'm sorry, we'll get to you. You haven't gotten to play all hour.
Pantheo, like, tries to pull out fake pockets, and it's just like, shrugs, and then wild shapes back, and then doles out the 200 gold.
Perfect. Bailey, were you buying anything? Just sweets and treats and having fun?
Yes.
Maybe
I'm just,
some random books?
I'm just vibing.
Okay. And then Dorik, you're...
This is sick. Look at this.
Okay, we did your spell thing. Okay, are we good to move on to Mr.
You
Clay?
shouldn't have gotten this one. This is much better.
Yeah, it's probably.
Mr. Clay, you wake up feeling so well rested. This is how rich people must feel.
Clay has afterglow.
The bed gives you a inspiration die for the day.
Good lord.
Only for the day.
Fucking feathers.
When you do wake up, well, no, because of the farm and everything, you are an early riser. You wake up right around the same time as Beliald. She was already not sleeping because she was thinking about her escape all night. She has a suitcase packed, like a suitcase, like a fancy person's suitcase. And she has a travel bag packed and a backpack packed that looks like it was her father's adventurer's pack. She has a dress on that looks incredibly durable because it's like got extra fabric and it's lined. And she's looking... I don't know what. No, yeah, okay, yep. So, and she's got a hat to keep the sun out of her eyes. She has her hair pulled up into that hat. She has boots on that are easy to walk in. And she is sitting at a desk writing letters as fast as she can, her quill just going. And you wake up and she's like, oh, Clay, would you mind... Oh, wow. I need you to talk to pick up your Slytherin accent. Will you say good morning?
Howdy.
Good morning.
Good morning, Clay. I am just finishing up here. Can you take all my bags and suitcases to the stables? It's known as the Fancy Pants Recreational Horse Training Facility. It is right around the corner from the horse racing track and the pastures. Kind of on the east side, but you can bring my horse down to wherever your horse is staying. Is it staying on the south side?
Yes.
Yes, can you bring all this stuff with you? Fantastic. So I will be meeting you on the south side of Baldur's Gate, at the gate, yes. Now the horse that you're looking for, she is creamy in color with blonde mane and blonde tail. She is incredibly well behaved, but because she is of perfect genetics. Make sure no male horses get near her while you're walking her. They will load up her saddle with her, with all her saddlebags, and give them this letter. She hands you this letter. And it basically says, services will no longer be needed. All payments are up to date. Thank you for your time and your services in boarding my horse. Da, 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 da. Is there anything you want to say to her before she's going to meet you later? Now, the horse you were looking for, you know, it's going to be under Mettengold. Her name is, now you ready? Her name, you can call her Chicory, after that periwinkle blue flower that you see in summer. But her name is Chicory Coffee with whipped cream butter and caramel drizzle.
That's its fucking name.
You have to name all the horses unique names so that you can track their genetic lines properly. She is a 10th generation
I did think
award-winning mare. She has birthed 3 racing champions to this day.
What's the name?
I'll repeat it whenever you want. Chicory coffee with whipped cream butter and caramel drizzle.
Okay, I'm at coffee.
Just write chicory.
Terrible.
Thank you.
No, you missed caramel.
Terrible.
Oh, it's bad. Well, and it's like, you know how normally the racing horse names are like really odd?
Yeah.
But she likes going to cafes and she likes sweets. And so she...
I just can't pick one.
So she named it after her favorite drink.
Chicory coffee.
An over-the-top Starbucks
You missed
order.
caramel.
No, caramel's after.
It's at the end. With whipped
Cream butter.
cream butter. When you see her, you're going to be like, yep, that's the color of the horse. Coffee with whipped cream butter in it and caramel drizzle.
Wow, that makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
She's right on the money.
So, all of you guys are going to, after shopping, you're going to go get... Oh, someone needs to buy a horse.
Yep.
Yep.
I've
How much money do you have?
got enough.
Okay, you need a draft horse is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys all meet at the gate with all your horses, and you see Miss Beliald in her dress and her boots. She's walking.
She's wearing fucking,
It's like a big Victorian fluffy
Oh.
dress.
I'm sorry. How many bags are you bringing?
Well, well, we have all of Chicory's items here on the left, and we have all my items here on the right, and then so 4 bags total.
Is that your riding dress, miss?
Yes. Yes, I specifically picked out a dress that can handle some rips and tears. I can put it back in, and I have worn this dress to show at least just once, because repeating would be a sin. So I have won an award in this dress on this horse. My riding abilities are up there with the archer cavalry of Baldur's Gate.
Oh my.
Ice.
Fun fact.
I can hit any target at her highest
Yeah.
speed.
Fun fact. I hate Absolute Vodka.
Oh yeah, I like it though. Not in my Bloody Marys. It makes it too sweet. It's very sweet. I'm so sorry. So anyway,
I mean, you're drinking Kirkland sports drink.
so
Sport drink.
Oh yeah, sorry. Singular.
What's the sport?
D&D.
Blue raspberries.
We're professional D&D players.
Oh, no.
Aggressive.
Breaking.
So you guys get on all your horses, and Dorik is just standing there. Just, oh my! Looks like your big fella's gonna need a whole ass farm horse.
Hey, Dorik. You look kind of tired.
Do you need me to make some connections for you? I can get you discounts with the best horse breeders. I know someone who does in fact breed some draft horses. We ended up introducing their genetic line in about 5
Hold on.
generations
Did
ago to make them
she-
tougher.
Go to them without me.
No, all of you are there.
Oh, because I thought I had to go get the draft.
You did. We time sped.
Hey guys. Howdy boys.
Oh, that's a beautiful horse. What's
Yeah.
it named?
Coffee, chicory coffee with whipped cream, butter, and caramel drizzle. How do you fucking
Shut the
memorize
fuck up.
this?
I don't
How
know.
did you fucking memorize this?
I can't even tell
Look how much you've had.
I can barely
How
tell
you
you the name
fucking-
of my previous horse.
Night smoke.
Chicory.
Wow.
Coffee
With
Cream butter and caramel.
I got so close to your
What's
face.
so complicated, man? It's chicory coffee with whipped cream butter and caramel drizzle. It's a simple horse name used for pedigrees. It's very commonplace.
Well, you know we're never going to forget it now.
No, never.
I already did.
Well, isn't your horse so snowy white?
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Please
this is.
introduce me to all of your beautiful.
Sorry, this is Blizzard.
I put the ring
he's
on
a
her
gelding. He's kind of a
speaking
timid
ring.
little guy, but he likes scratches under the ear.
I'm going to scratch Blizzard's ear.
Yeah, we've been
Long
together
ring.
for a couple days now. I picked him up in Baldur's Gate coming through the first time, and yeah, he's a good horse, man.
Isn't he just beautiful?
Yeah, aren't you, Blizzard?
He is just a diamond hidden out there in the countryside. I'm impressed you found someone so beautiful out there.
It doesn't taste good.
And you, Miss Wizardess, what is your horse's name?
My horse's
Exactly!
name is
Right?
Prestidigitation.
Well, isn't that a mouthful? What does that mean?
It's the most noblest of all wizard spells,
Oh my
but
God.
I like to call her Presti.
Cute. Honestly, great horse.
Well,
name.
isn't that just
No.
cute? Presty and Chicory, they're gonna be best gal pals. And Mr. Clay, you've told me your horse's name. Gunpowder? Well, isn't he handsome?
Yeah,
He's
that's
a
how long
dang.
ago you should be.
Well, it looks like you, Lion Fellow, we're gonna have to go get you a big draft horse. So if you'll all follow me, I'll lead you to a farm. I have some connections. So she trots you guys down kind of in a different direction, but to a lot of the horses around here are in fact draft horses for carrying logs, for building, construction, for stone. So you guys are kind of going out into the industrial side of the countryside where they're doing foresting and mining and things like that. And she brings you to a pasture where there are tons of Clydesdales, the beautiful brown ones with the white and the fluff. And yeah.
Like the Budweiser horses.
She goes, if we go in here, we can go ahead and ask who's for sale.
What?
I always have babies ready to go. So let's see. You, sir, remind me what your name is? Dorik. Nice to meet you, Dorik. Again, I'm Belil. Let's head over. And she goes in.
Oh, you're the one who Clay's talked about.
Oh, he's talked about. Oh, Clay, aren't you just the bees? Please, let's head in there.
We went to the party with her last night.
I forgot. It's been a long night.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about you.
We never introduced ourselves.
Yeah. You look so bright and shiny in the sunlight. You're blinding me at this rate. Let's get inside. So she heads into this kind of general shop out in the middle of nowhere that's connected to this field. And she goes in and she talks to the owner and ends up finding out that there are several Clydesdales who are ready to be bought, ranging from ages 2 through 5. So you actually get to go out and pick out your own. They do have names, but the younger they are, the more you can tweak the name a little bit. So do you have any preference, or do you just buy one?
I look for the one with dick on its nose. I'm just kidding.
You want male or female?
Female. Probably younger.
Yeah, Gunsmoke lost his girlfriend. Gunpowder.
He's got Presty.
I don't think Presty's interested though.
Okay. So, with your beautiful white and golden fur, I'm thinking maybe a really dark chocolate Clydesdale? Maybe? So this sweet little lady, very chocolate, kind of dirty, like you can tell that she likes to roll in the dirt, and they're like, Miss Marianne, look what you've been doing, getting in and they're brushing her off, and they're like, take a look at her, sir. And they pat her on the butt. She goes, she is tough and resilient, so she is good to go. She knows all of the normal commands, but she isn't quite drop rein trained, so be careful letting go of those reins. She gets along with all the other horses. She just likes to muck about, explore, roll around, so be careful. So you go and you meet this horse.
It's a stew relative.
Her name is Marianne.
Miss Marianne.
You can change her name. Would you like to buy this Clydesdale?
We'd like to change his name to Mary Mel.
I just scratch under her chin.
Mm-hmm. On her lips do the lippy
side.
thing. They like are jiggly.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh, I love that.
Next. Sweat right.
Horse lips.
Horse lips.
How much is she?
I'm double checking the price.
Dorik enters a mini game of horse Tinder.
Horse tender.
Play with your lips.
Sorry. Yes.
So a riding horse for a human is 75 gold.
Mm-hmm.
A draft horse meant to do work, especially at her age, they're asking for 400 gold initially.
Oof. Price a horse.
Is that even with bully old?
Oh, right.
So I don't know.
She goes, well, certainly you can make an exception for all the good that we have done together in our horse trading. I've made connections for you so you could make more sales. He goes, yes, for Belial, 200 gold. This girl can be hooked up to anything. Wagons, plows, she can do whatever you need her to do.
Yeah, she can.
She will be a riding horse.
Right. She can do that too.
Fine, here go.
200 gold. For your new horse, you'll have to think of a name. You guys are now ready to travel.
I have thought of name already.
I want to hear it.
Her name is Adelaide.
I love
that's
that.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
To Adelaide. To Adelaide.
Yes. Part of Dorik's backstory.
Oh.
I also took off the 75 going for Blizzard because I never did that.
Oh, thank you. So you all are ready to travel. At first, Belial is really talkative and says hi to you, gets connected, and then once you guys hit like the roads and the trails, she gets distracted looking around, and you guys are able to enjoy some peace and quiet. Of course, you can still talk to each other, but she does stop bugging you so much since it's going to be a 10-day travel. Maybe at first you found her a little bit annoying, but I promise that dies down pretty quickly.
I'm sure all of your cousins will miss you thoroughly.
Well, thank you. I have to not think too much about that and think about the road ahead.
Have you ever traveled outside of town before?
Oh, just riding horses around?
So you've never gone this far?
No, that would be a little too dangerous, unfortunately.
How far away is the hill?
The what?
The hill.
We're looking for
Maybe
Elliot.
Oh, like 4 or 5 days?
Okay.
I think like a halfway point or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, do you guys want to go take the trail specifically to that hill?
Yeah, because we want to see if there's an elemental dude or up top.
Okay.
Well, hold on, boys.
What is this hill?
It's a hill that is in the middle of the road. For some
I think
reason,
we should get Belial there as fast as we can.
they built the road over a giant hill, like 500 feet tall.
Yeah. It was a weird architectural decision on their part and in no way related to
It's like
us.
they could
I
have quite
see.
easily gone around, but they did not for some reason.
So what was the name of the card
What card?
to draw for the hill?
No, never. You're misunderstanding, Failure. It wasn't related to us. It was a strange infrastructure choice on the nation of Faerun.
Well,
Nation of Faerun.
Should you guys be rolling deception?
They're allowed to if they want to, but
Independent.
Got a 2.
if you don't want to tell me, that's quite alright.
Got a 10.
you want to roll.
I got a
Insight.
7, 8.
You have to because they
Do I
rolled
have
deception.
to?
You have to.
I can kind of tell that it might be.
Yeah, probably.
What's on the die?
9.
Plus, so 13.
Yeah, you can tell they're lying.
What, card? What kind of card would do that?
It's not like there would be card, insert name of card, named that.
Yeah, what would it be
The
called?
earthy.
Like the earthy
The
or
earthy.
something? That'd be so stupid.
So you guys travel at least a day outside of Baldur's Gate, and it's all farmland around here, so it's still pretty safe. You guys are going to be setting up camp in a grassy clearing next to the road. There's lots of other travelers going by or setting up camps, so there's nothing real dangerous going on. But do you want to take watch?
Dorik immediately takes off his armor, lays down his bedroll, puts his blanket over him, and falls asleep.
And basically do not disturb.
Dorik, we were going to talk about watches.
You can wake me up whenever.
I
don't
will
care.
take the first watch. I've become accustomed to the adventurer's life.
Hell yeah, man. You know, when I traveled alone, there really wasn't an option for watches. So sometimes I would just be woken up in the night with some of my shit stolen.
That's not one.
I usually got it back because I'm pretty fast, but it kind of still sucks. So sleeping with friends is gonna be nice. Not just having the neighing of Blizzard to aid me.
The
Yes.
lizard.
When you guys figure out your order, Belial goes, well, I can take last watch. I like to wake up really nice and early, so I do not mind watching while you all sleep in.
Oh, you're gonna take watch?
Oh, absolutely. I got my armor right here. I will put it on in the morning.
Okay, man, sweet. I mean, I think Dorik's kind of tired, so if we just do the four of us, that'd be sweet.
Yes, that works well.
I'll go right after you, Thalia.
All right.
Shoot, what was I gonna say? I don't know. So you, oh, yes, Dorik, so you went right to sleep. The problem is, Marianne, what was her name? Adelaide is a wanderer. She starts kind of like poking around, getting across the road, finding some things to nibble, finding some trees to rub on. So if none of you guys notice it, Belial eventually wanders over and goes, and this horse is fucking huge, so she's like trying to lead it back to the others, and she's looking around going, chicory coffee? You're gonna have a friend all night, and she ties them together. So they're not tied down, but they are tied together.
If one goes, the other goes.
So there's a lot of a Clydesdale bullying this beautiful purebred but smaller horse.
Thankfully, it was female.
Yeah. So you guys take your watches, and I think we will start the real travel next episode. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us on Downstairs and Dragons and reading legal documents pertaining to the Hells and contracts with devils. And I'm surprised you didn't just immediately buy your soul back right then and there. I am actually shocked.
I thought about it.
I'm shocked. I really thought the no thieving and calling him Master or Sir would get you.
He's used to that part.
I thought that would trigger you. I thought you wouldn't like it. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us on Downstairs and Dragons. We will see you next time for a travel episode from Baldur's Gate to Candlekeep. Thank you.